Hi,
Hey,
witches.
witches. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, you should just see our faces right now. We look so thrilled to be alive.
Listen, it was a cold day in South Carolina, and when I say cold, it's like it was 77, but it was just chilly. I walked
Oh
around
my
in like
gosh.
pants, and I didn't sweat, and I was like, God, I'm cold. And now it's just been raining all day, so it's just like a dreary day.
Yeah, when there's a full moon and Mercury in retrograde. It's been a weird couple of days.
Yeah, so if anyone's been feeling weird or any acting weird, there you
Had any
go.
crazy shit happening.
That's probably why you got beat up at work.
I know, that's what I'm saying. The full moon is literally tomorrow. So for the past 2 days I got beat up and that makes sense to me.
These kids know. Anyways, okay.
All right. Yeah, so we left off with we were in the mortal realm at um Grayson and Lord Nolan's compound, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And Jurian is there and he's told them everything.
Yep. So these mortals know anything and everything about what is happening in Prythian, including what happened to the is it Archeron
Yeah,
or
I think so.
Ar-
Archeron?
Archeron? I don't know. Archeron is how I pronounce it.
Thank you.
Sisters.
Yes.
And right off the bat, I mean, the entire series that we've known Jurian, we've considered that he's probably gone mad, considering 500 years watching whatever Amarantha made him watch or whatever, and like just that torture essentially. But he what is it? He wasn't mad
Yeah, he's
at all.
not mad and he's apparently not bad either.
No.
So there's that.
He Yeah, he was doing this just to see what was going on and how to best prepare. And he's like upset because Moore believed that he was bad, and he's upset with Moore because he's like, we were friends, like we fought together. Why? And so
And he's like, "Reese, why didn't you look in my mind? Like what why I expected you to look in my mind and to see that I wasn't actually on their side." And yeah. So it's
yeah.
kind of like bittersweet, like poor Jurian, but also like you've been a fucking dick. So
I mean, I get it. He's the human version of Reese.
right, right. Oh my gosh. And then like fucking Tamlin.
Oh yeah.
Tamlin went right back to Hybern after the meeting.
Right. And this is kind of where I started to like Jurian, because it was just like, okay, so like he had a hidden agenda. He's basically like Reese, and then he's just like, oh, by
Yeah.
the way, Tamlin. And it's like, mm,
And
fucking Tamlin.
he wants to find Jurian and or not Jurian, Miriam and Drakon to
Not to hurt them.
apologize and to beg for forgiveness. So that's crazy. But also
Hmm.
like this I it feels too easy and too good to be true. It feels like a trap to me. Like and maybe
Yeah.
that's just because I'm used to SJM and her like, "Oh, this is okay." And then gotcha, bitch.
Well,
like
and I think too, it's kind of one of those like the characters themselves have always gone into these traps, and it's just like, wow, this is too good to be true. And then it's like, one minute it's good, the next minute it's not, but most of the time it's not good. So then we as readers are like, this is not good, this is not good, what's happening, what's going to happen?
right? But both Reese and Feyre look in his mind and realize that he is telling the truth.
Yep.
So, but then, there's like my mind is back here like, well, what if Hybern somehow like glamoring his memories or glamoring his thoughts and like,
Right. Yeah, because I mean, if Reese can do it and he's the most powerful High Lord in history, then and the King of Hybern has old ancient spells that can reverse what Reese can do.
right.
It just makes you question everything.
Everything. I'm like,
I guess his actions are going to be what we need the most. And honestly, Reese and Feyre should have reconsidered that, because or like should have considered the whole could have like seen that coming like ruse kind of thing, because they made that same comment when they had the human queens over. They were like, well, we can't do that. We can't show them our minds or anything because they'll just assume that we glamored it or messed with it or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I'm surprised they just like so readily believed it. Like,
yeah, after knowing
yeah.
anything, yeah, yeah, whatever. Anyways. And that brings us to
Um,
chapter 54.
yeah. Yes, it does. Oof. This chapter was rough to read. Um, Grayson is being a dick
Uh,
to
yeah, we
Elaine.
first thought it was Lord Nolan who's the
Yeah.
asshole, and then all of a sudden it's fucking Grayson, asshole.
Yeah. And he's like, take off that ring, blah, blah, blah. And Elaine's like, my heart belongs to you. And he's like, I don't want it. Like, don't shut the fuck up.
I know,
Um,
and my heart breaks for Elaine because it's like she truly loved him,
yes.
and it's like she didn't ask for this, and he's just like, I want nothing to do with you. And it's
Right.
like she didn't ask for this, she didn't want this. There's a
Right. And
song
like,
about that.
it's fine for you to be like, we're not the same species. I can't be with you anymore. But like, you don't have to be rude or
An
an asshole
ass,
about it.
yeah,
Like he's being a dick. And then Nolan is like, I don't want riffraff wandering around here on page 499. Like, fuck off, dude. We have workers to do that stuff. Like, so you're only gonna let rich people in, and then what's gonna happen when the war is over and your society collapses because no one is willing to do the work to help
right.
you all survive?
But that brings up to my favorite thing though, because Jurian's like, well, I can also convince Hybern to steer clear. He trusts me that much. He let in those people. I would do my best to keep his armies far away. And it's like, you little snake. But you know
Yes,
what? They deserved it. They're being fucking assholes.
yes, yes. But also, like, so Grayson's being an asshole, and Nesta's like yelling at him, and I'm like, is Grayson gonna die today? Like,
Fingers crossed.
like, oh shit. And then the last thing I wrote for this chapter was on page 501. You were just talking about it. And I was like, God damn it, do I like Jurian now? Like,
Right.
damn it.
And it's like, I kind of wondered if he trusted her before that, because I mean, he's been around for years. He knows how these people work, how most of their minds work, all of that. I mean, specifically through Amarantha.
Yeah.
And he was, I wouldn't say he was like a general, but I mean, he fought in battles. So he kind of knows an idea of how the enemy works and things. So it's like, do you think he knew from prior to the children of the blood, like saving
Oh,
them? If
I
he
think
like
so.
did he? Yeah, I mean, she was human once.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like it's been centuries. It's literally been a
Right.
year. It's
Yeah.
not like she just turned her back on the humans at that, right? Like she has sisters and like
Yeah.
family. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I, um, I was just like, damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I
right.
don't want to like him. Damn it. Oh my
You
gosh.
don't want to like him, but there he is.
Yeah. But I would much rather give him a redemption arc than fucking Tammy. So,
For real. And that brings us to chapter 55.
well, yeah, it does. These chapters are short, but you know what? Chapter 56, I have like half a page written for, so
Yeah, same.
that was a long
So,
chapter. So chapter
yeah.
55.
They go
Um
back to the where is it? Where
the camp, right?
yeah,
Or
they go back to the camp and they tell Moore what's happening, and Moore's like, I'm too old for these sort of surprises. It's like, girl, you look like you're 25. Like, don't even.
shut up. But yeah, they I just and they're like, you never suspected Jurian might be good? Like, obviously not, or they wouldn't have treated him the way that they did and suspected him so much. But um also then Feyre says, is Elaine all right? Bitch, you are her sister. Do you think she's all right? Like, after everything you just
Fuck,
witnessed and went through, do
this
you
was a
think she's all right?
breakup.
Right, like,
Yeah.
that was and it was brutal, like
And it was in front of everybody. The most
yeah,
soft-spoken, like, shy woman just got yelled at by her love, like, her fucking betrothed in front of
yeah,
everybody, Fae and human alike.
yeah. I was
That's
really?
traumatizing
Was she
even for,
alright?
like,
No,
if Nesta was there, I feel like Nesta would have, like, fired back. Like, okay, Nesta was
she
there,
was there, she did.
but, I mean, like, if it was her, if
Oh,
she
yeah,
was in
yeah.
Elaine's shoes getting yelled at, I feel like she would fire back and, like, yell at him, but then behind closed doors, she would just, like, lose it.
Yeah, and that's gonna be
Like,
hurtful for anybody. Stop it.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Um,
And,
and then
on page 503, I wonder if Nesta, so Nesta made it, or, um, Feyre made a comment about how she debated returning to smash every bone in Grayson's body, but resisted, if only because it would give Nesta license to unleash herself upon him. And death at Nesta's hands, I wondered if they'd have to invent a new word for killing when she was done with Grayson. And I was like, I wonder if Nesta would be like, Cassian, this happened to my sister. Like, we're going back. And he'd be
yeah,
like,
right?
all right, which knife
He
should I use?
I so think he would. I think he would be like, "Alright, hop on, like, let's fly.
Let's
Let's
do it.
go."
Fucking rock on. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, yes. So on the next page, like, the 504 into 505, Reese and Feyre are, like, talking. It's, like, the morning, I think, before the war, right? Oh, no, it's the middle of the night, and they're, um, talking about, like, the battle that's coming and asking each other if they're ready, and, like, it's just a really, like, romantic but also really bittersweet moment, and I'm just like, "Oh, I
Because
don't
neither
like
one of
it."
them, yeah, because like neither one of them could survive past this.
Right, like, they could
And
both be dead tomorrow. Like,
within a few short hours at this point.
yeah, and I'm just like, "I don't like this." Ugh.
Yeah. Um, my last comment for this chapter, right before any of that happened,
Oh, my bad.
it was no, you're good. I didn't even I looked at the page number and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they were good. And then I realized, oh wait, no. It was right before everything. So during that, right before like the tent scene with Reese and Feyre was talking to Moore, and they're talking about like how unexpected that day was, and how like they need to sleep because they know what kind of day they're going to have the next. And it says it's so much harder, she said, groaning as she chucked the rest of the blanket into my lap and rose to her feet. When enemies turn into friends and the opposite, I suppose. Why didn't I see? Why did I overlook or dismiss? It always makes me reassess myself more than them. And Feyre's like, another joy of war. And uh Moore snorted and heading to the tent flaps, no, of life. And it's like, if you don't consistently reassess yourself, like you're not growing.
Yeah,
So she brings a good point. It's like, yeah, not just war, just life.
yeah.
Shit happens and you just don't know which way from up. But then
Well, and I always feel like if you can look back to 5 years ago and you're the same person you were 5 years ago, what are you doing with your life? Like,
you're not that perfect to
yeah, like,
want to be that same person.
no. Yeah.
Ugh.
I
If I was, I I hate Facebook memories. I love it and I
Oh
hate
my
it.
gosh.
Every time I look on Facebook memories, I see what I've posted like 5 years ago, and I'm like, I could have done better than that. I could have
Yeah.
said things differently or acted differently. And then it goes back to high school, and I'm like, but I grew
Ooh.
from high school.
Yeah.
So I guess there's some progress. And now I just
Yeah.
like, I don't even post, I don't
I
even
just
post
post
statuses.
memes. I
Yeah.
just share
I
memes.
post videos, I share memes, I share things like I maybe not political things, but like if something's like testy and I believe strongly in it, I'll post that. But I don't sit there and be like, Oh, what a great day today was. I did XYZ all day long.
And
Feeling
I bet post
grateful.
like cryptic, like morose, sad, depressive emo
Yeah,
shit anymore. Like,
like what did I see the other day? Oh, it was like it was a status for my freshman year of high school or college, and I had an exam. I had a botany exam. I ended up failing that botany exam, but I literally put botany exam easy.
I love it.
That's
Oh
all I
my
put.
gosh.
And then like the next day I put something stupid like, maybe not so easy. LOL, text it.
Right.
Like,
Oh my god, text it. That was the worst. I used to do that too.
right, it's like text it, and then at the very end you would put like in some type of like parentheses or
Yes.
brackets and like whoever you were dating at that time. And then you'd put like a heart, not even the emoji, you'd put like the greater than three
Yes.
or the less than three, whichever one it is. And then and then if you were like pining after somebody or even like sad, you would put some wishing he would notice me.
Yes. Oh my
Some
god. Something
stupid shit.
stupid.
So
Do you
like every
remember
time
cell phone like text message signatures? Oh my
it's
god.
like, oh, traumatizing.
They were always the worst. The worst, the worst.
I know.
Oh
And
my god.
I always see those on like Facebook Reels or even like TikTok videos. It's always just like 2000 early 2000s me getting ready for like my 6th grade year, and I was just like, I know. And I'm gonna do that teenage dirtbag thing. I'm totally gonna do it
Oh my
because
god.
I was going through my Facebook. I was showing Will because Will's showing me his dirtbag photos. Let me tell you, MySpace, like the silver camera,
Oh
like
my god.
MySpace era,
Yes.
and he had his like side swept hair all the way across his face, and it's like to the side, like in the mirror, just pick. It's
Oh
just
my
all
god.
kinds of those things. And then like the random Photoshop, like he had a picture of himself with like clouds, like he was in heaven behind him, like just random shit. And I was like, let's look mine up.
Oh no.
So we looked mine up, and there was a picture. I was in like really, really tight skinny jeans, and I was wearing like skater shoes. And it was like green plaid, like that neon green, disgusting plaid. And I
Yes.
had like a black tank top on underneath, and I had a like necklace that my boyfriend at the time got for me. And I had like coal lined eyes, like up and down, and I had like the side sweat bangs. And it's fucking freezing outside. I remember that night. It was like negative 16. I was over at a friend's house, and these bitches were like, let's get into our bikinis and go outside and take a photo shoot. So they're outside freezing their ass off in their bikinis and like holding each other while I'm taking photos of them. And then I take my stupid ass photo and my stupid ass and go by a tree, and I'm like duck facing it. But like the MySpace, like,
Oh my
I was
god.
like, what the fuck was wrong with me? I even took a
Oh.
picture. One of those pictures I took that night, I ended up painting my like junior or senior year of or high school. I was in art, and we needed a picture to paint, and I was like, "Fuck, I'll just paint this. It's got some cool ass colors. It's green." I, I think I painted it all green or like all blue, and I was just like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?" I have it someplace at my house,
Oh
but
my
it's
god.
just,
Hilarious.
oh. It's just, man, like I said, if you do not consistently reassess yourself, you are not growing.
Yes. Yes. Oh my
I
gosh. That
would
was such a
live
minor
under a,
tangent, but it was an important tangent. It
it ties in. It ties in.
does. It does. Okay.
I was a fucking asshole when I was a kid.
Me too. Weren't we all?
Fuck. I feel
Okay.
like I was like considered racist, probably like not LGBT like friendly. But that's also, I grew up in a very small town where I didn't know that.
I definitely have, like, if you sometimes it'll come up in my Facebook memories and I just want to share it and be like, "Oh, to be little me." But like I have posts that I had posted like anti-abortion, like a life is
Yes.
a life, like just parroting stupid shit that I had heard other people say, like repeating
Right.
it instead of like thinking for myself.
Yeah.
Shout out Miss Emmons. I don't know if you listen to this or not, but my junior year, well, sophomore and junior year English teacher, speech teacher, and drama coach, um, set me straight one day because I said something about abortions, and she like flat out was like, "No, like this is." She set me straight, and she told me about the coat hanger method, and um, like she made me grow that year. Like when she first did it,
Yeah.
I was pissed, like you have that reaction, but then later, like thinking about it, like I really respect her, and she's actually all those things that ask you like who had the most impact on your life when you were a teenager. She's the one I always put down for that. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if she remembers that day, but
It's
shout
it's
out to
so
her.
it's so cool being like a teacher and like you just work with kids and you just like impact kids every day. You don't know to what extent, and then like years later they're just like, yeah, I remember that. Um, I have a few of those moments, but
Yeah,
uh, what was it? Oh no, I don't know. I wouldn't say I was like blatantly like outright racist, but definitely some shit I would say like the police had every right to enter that person's home. The police this or
yeah,
like gun rights or like you guys are just being like and I used retarded like that word nonstop, and I'm just what what was wrong with me? And then I went to like college, and then I like got out of the friend group I was with in high school, and I got more involved, and I started going to like classes like for like socials,
yes,
I wouldn't say studies, but like sociology, and I was just
yeah,
like, oh.
yes,
I
yes,
realized the error of my ways, and I will admit it to my dying day. I was fucking wrong.
yes.
Anyways,
All right, so my neighbor just started mowing, so that's loud. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but if you hear some random like um background noise, the neighbor just started mowing.
I didn't notice it at all. I hear like maybe like a faint little like in the background, but
Okay, well that's good.
when you talk, I don't hear it at all. So
Good. Maybe I'll
you're
just keep
good. You're
talking
good.
then. All right, chapter 56. Are we ready for that?
Yep.
Oh, again, right off the bat, that first page, it feels like a trap. It's too easy.
Oh, yeah.
What's
Like
going on? Like, they're just cloaked and they're winnowing in, and then all of a sudden, Reese rips off the shield, and like, it seems too easy.
yeah. And it's
Although,
really sad because it was kind of, I wouldn't say easy, but it was kind of like,
yeah, I mean, I guess it was just a well laid plan, like a well planned out thing. But
yeah.
also, I was thinking about it. Why doesn't anyone from like Hybern winnow? Like we never hear about them winnowing anywhere.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, can they not, or do they not have enough? Like, is their
I
army
think
so big
maybe,
that they don't have enough people to winnow them? Like,
I think maybe only, I think it's kind of like High Lords can winnow,
right? But like
but
more,
like more can winnow,
yeah,
but like not like the quote unquote lesser Fae. So like
yeah,
Cassian, the Illyrian people can't winnow anywhere.
yeah. So I'm just like,
So maybe that's it.
like there's just so many of them that they don't have enough high fae to, or like higher. You know what I mean? I don't know. I
Maybe.
was just thinking about it because I was like, they winnowed their whole army there basically, and Hybern has been like marching. Like what? But
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
because didn't it also say that Kier winnowed in
Kier winnow in the dark
the
bringers
Darkbringers?
because
Yeah,
they can't fly. They don't fly. Which I
yeah.
don't know why I was under the assumption that they could fly.
I don't know either. They live under a mountain. I just assumed they couldn't.
I was thinking like Illyrian, like bats. I don't know. It's just,
That would be the Illyrians. Speaking of that, where was I the other day? I think it might have been we went to Spirit Halloween and they had these like you know how you have like those bowls that like people put their keys in like on their entryway.
yeah.
It was like one of those type bowls, but it was bat wings basically. And I was like, there's like the Illyrian wings. Anyway,
And then
side note.
Brittany's just like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Well, no, she went there with me willingly because they always have cool stuff up at like in their decor section and like
Yeah.
we have this really weird like floral skull aesthetic happening in our kitchen right now. Um I
I
know.
love it.
Yeah.
My coworker, she's pagan, and she her in-laws have like this really cool like skull thing, and they bought it from uh what is it? Where is it? I'll just look it up. It's like at Spirit Halloween, and it's some type of this cool, weird skull like. Yeah, it's like a raven skull, and it's got
Oh, that's cool. It almost looks like a
like,
plague mask.
yeah, it's like a plague mask, but with like uh writings on it.
Nice. Yeah, we have
Um,
this we have a skull with like in the kitchen that's got like flowers. I originally bought it for my office. And it's got like flat pink flowers on it and then like a raven on top of it.
mm,
And then we've got a couple other skulls in there and this little black pumpkin with like pink flowery things. Anyway, that's the aesthetic we've got happening in our kitchen right now, along with gold
I
geometric
love it.
lamps. But
I love it.
that's why we went to Spirit Halloween was to look at that kind of stuff.
We have like a grayish theme going on in the living room.
Nice.
But my gigantic like crescent, like my wicker crescent, like I don't want to call it a wreath because it's not a wreath. Um that's hanging
Yeah.
up out there too.
Nice. Nice.
It's gonna be Halloween 24/7.
I love it. Love it.
Anyways.
And
I
correct.
don't
Anyways.
I don't have anything till 5/11, so
Okay, I have something on page 508 and 510 actually, but on 508 somewhere they say something about it was lucky. Oh, um it was surprise or pure luck that there was no sign of Fabane. And I was like, lucky or is it a trap? I don't like it. Like I was like ready for a trap. Like over and over again I kept saying it. And then on 510, I'm reading about Cassian. Um, there was Cassian, no one between him and the commander. The commander found a discarded spear. He threw it, and it's like talking about Cassian in this battle where he's like cutting down people to get to this commander to kill the commander because he knows that that will like rally his troops and like you know. Anyway, I'm
terrify
just
the others.
picturing, I'm just picturing Chris Hemsworth in this scene like as Cassian, like
Right?
just as like Thor even, like you know what I mean? Like just cutting down people that are in his way and going for this one specific person. That's just what I was picturing and I had to bring that out.
It's so funny that you mentioned that. Because when I was reading this, I was like, that's actually, I wouldn't say how accurate that is to like real time fighting and wars. Like maybe once upon a time that was like
Yeah.
super accurate. I mean, maybe a little bit. I mean, you can kill
Yeah.
like a supreme leader and then all of a sudden it's just like, ooh, everyone doesn't know what to do. But,
Yeah.
um, is that too soon? Did I say that?
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. I was like, was that too soon? I didn't mean it like that, but
No, I do have some
uh
comments about that though. We should talk about on the break.
okay. So in my game, well, some of the games that I played, like Assassin's Creed, there's certain things that like battles that you have to go and do. And 9 times out of 10, if you go for the big guy, the little ones just scour off.
Well, and I feel like
Whether
that's
it's
so
like
realistic.
right, because it's like whether it's like let's say I was like a mage and I summoned extra people to come help me fight. If you get rid of me, like the little people go away. And I mean, so I always, and it's not always the best plan. And it's usually and fucking annoying to do this, but I always go for the big guy. Everyone's like, go for the little ones first, get them out of your way. And I was like, no, fuck them. If I get rid of this guy, they go away.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think
Well,
it's
and if
true.
you sustain a bunch of little damage from all the little guys, by the time you get to the big guy, you're not as strong. So you might as well go right for
Right.
him.
Let me take these tiny little spears to my ass versus a gigantic fucking hammer that's stomping down everywhere.
Yes.
Whatever. Anyways,
Now my
um,
next thing is on 511. So I'll let you go
cool.
next.
So at the very end of that page, right before we like break off to like another section, um, Tarquin, because it's his land that got attacked, all of that, he was given the I guess the
Decision,
option,
power.
yeah, to do whatever he wants to these Hybern people. So when he was like, all right, well, let's fucking kill him, some of them were like, no, don't kill me, blah blah blah. Like I can give you Hybern information, and he's like, all right, fuck, I just dropped my pen. He's like, cool, take those people that way, and everyone else is gonna die. Cool, let's do it. And then he basically just starts fucking drowning them.
Yep.
And my question is, was that always the case? Like, did he know he could do that? Did he do it before? Or did Feyre show him what he could do when she did it to Baron at the High Lord meeting? And he's just like, that bitch is right. Let's do it.
I feel like he probably knew because I feel like the people ahead of him weren't as benevolent as he is, and they probably like passed that on, like his
Yeah.
ancestors or forefathers or whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
the previous High Lord. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Because
I was just like, "Oh shit, Tarquin, no mercy for real." Like I didn't
this
expect
is
that.
this. No, this is the second time he got fucking attacked. And he's
Yeah.
like, I'm fucking done with you people. Like, I'm over this.
Yes, I didn't expect it cuz like Tarquin's usually like the like kind, merciful, like forward thinking, open minded one. So I didn't expect him to be like, take no prisoners. And he was.
Ah,
And I was like, oh shit. I wasn't ready, but I like it.
right? Uh,
I don't have anything else till 514.
got 513. Okay. So at this point, okay, so the guys are coming back. Cassian and Reese approach. Azriel's not around, but basically, Nesta and Feyre are. Did you know I was going to say something about this?
I did.
Nesta and Feyre are like busy getting things like ready for those who are hurt, and to deal with that. And uh Cassian shows up, and Nesta stands up and is just staring at him, and all of a sudden she just stops and goes, "You're hurt." And then everyone's like, "The fuck?"
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I'm hurt, whatever. And honestly, it's either she, and here's the thing. You could really chalk it up to the fact that she was cauldron made. She has these powers that she could see, like, I wouldn't say weaknesses, but like damage areas.
Yeah.
um, or like areas that could really like put a damper on some fighting. Uh, or she
Yeah.
felt it through the bond.
I know. And I'm just like, that's what I said on 514. I just love them because like then
It's so clever,
she's like, God damn it. And then she starts like fixing him. Like
right?
how she says literally, how do I fix it? And starts like bandaging it and cleaning it and all of this. And I'm just like,
Right,
I love them.
right. It's so cute, and it's so funny because it's like she went from not being able to do shit, being a badass bitch with her attitude, but now she's like being a badass bitch all
With
around.
everything. Yeah, with actions and all. Like,
Yeah, and I just think it's funny.
yes.
And it's just so clever of SJM to like do that, like the way, because I mean, some people are probably like, no, like I knew from the get go they had a bond. Other people are like, oh my god, that was, I didn't know. Like, you're gonna have people like that, but then you got people like me who are just like, well, you could mask it like that. It could be that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff. Um, I have something on the next page.
I don't have anything till page 518.
So on page 515, after like she's bandaging everything up, um Cassian's like, thank you. And it was just kind of like this sweet little moment in between them. All of a sudden, Moore comes in and goes, "You're hurt." And at that sound of Moore, Cassian rips his hand out of Nesta's like grasp, stands up and was like, "Nothing for you to cry over. Don't worry." And it's just like nonchalant, like you basically just brushed aside Nesta, and she wasn't even like mad or yelling at you. She was
Yeah.
just holding your hand. And it's like, that was
Yeah.
such a dagger to the heart. That hurt my soul.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
And it really kind of, I wouldn't say triggered me, but it really reminded me of how like I would be like talking to somebody, or like even like past trauma with exes, and it's like somebody else walks into the room and it's like, oh, they're more important than me. And it's like, I don't care that like you have friends that like you really care about, but it's like you can't act like this when it's just us, but then act like nothing's happening with
Yeah.
everybody else in the room. And it's just like it makes you believe that you're not important, and that's how I was like,
Yeah.
I was getting hurt.
I get that. I get that. Oh man.
Anyways,
So actually it was on 517. 517 into 518. I was just like, I would love to see the person brave enough to call Feyre Archeron a coward. Like, because she calls herself a coward, and she's like, people are gonna think like, and Reese is like, no one would ever think that, like, not with everything you've done. And I'm just like, I would love to see who could walk up to her face and say like, you're a coward, and she wouldn't just smite them, like,
I feel
or
like
Nesta,
I was gonna say, I feel like Nesta or Reese would get to them
or
first. I
more,
feel like,
or
yeah, I
Cassian or
feel
Maz
like
for that matter.
for real. I feel like Feyre would kind of be like
Oh fuck,
shocked,
yeah.
like people actually think that. It's one thing to believe or
I
to
guess it
think
would
people
depend on
think
who
that.
said it. Because I feel like if
Yeah,
Baron said it, she'd be like, fuck you, bro.
but
But like
like
if
if
Tamlin said it, she might be like, oh, yeah. I
yeah,
think it
or
depends.
even yeah, I was gonna say or even Reese, but we all know that's not gonna be the case. But yeah,
Right.
um,
Um,
anyways,
and then Varian's like master plan to get like, so
he's
they
so
find out,
smart.
yeah, they find out this like Hybern forces are like going on up north to the towards the winter or whatever, and but there's also like the other Hybern forces that they're worried about. So they're like, how do we stay here and go? We can't split our forces. And Varian's like, we do both. We spin a glamour that makes it look like we're still here, and then we actually go up there. And like, what the fuck? Okay, Varian. I like it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Um, well, here's the thing: they get up there, they get like they're getting ready to fight, and Cassian's like, okay, we're well. He basically plans that they're going to attack at nightfall when they're all laying down to go to bed, because that's when they're going to be the most tired, because they're like settling down, it's nightfall, they're not going to march anymore kind of thing. And he's like, okay, that's when we strike, like, so everybody rest throughout the day. And it was like, psych, they rested too, bitches, they're ready to go. And that's, yeah,
Yeah, it felt like someone told them or something. Like it felt like it was
like I feel like
like they
they
knew.
already planned, what is it, I feel like they've already did the surprise attack on them once, they can't do it again.
Yeah.
It was a great idea and like great to like stop them from going any higher. However,
Yeah.
you
They were
already
expecting you.
right. They already like saw how like the power that they have, they're not gonna do that again.
Yeah, and then they start to falter, and Moore is like losing her goddamn mind. Um,
Yeah,
and
she wants to go out there and fight.
yeah, and I'm just like, go. And like,
That'd be me. I'd be
well, I
like,
don't
I
know.
can't sit here and wait. I can't.
I don't know how Favor's just sitting there. Like if Brittany was some like warrior goddess and she was like I was watching this war and she's in this battle and I'm sitting here watching, I wouldn't be able to sit on the sidelines.
Right.
I would not. I would have to be
Well,
there with her.
the Reese made a very good point about this though, because he's like, Adriata was just some like small time battle to where it was like people were hurt, people needed help. But this is like legitimate
Battle.
war.
But
Yeah,
like
like
also she wouldn't have to be like right in the thick of it. She has all of the powers of all the high lords and she's an archer. Like so like she could be staying back and picking people off, especially if she uses her
yeah,
magic. Like,
as much magic she has left because
well,
she's
that's
pretty
true.
she's almost drained from.
That is true. But still, like,
Yeah, I get it. But then she's like, we have to see the cereal, and it's
I
like,
just read
yes.
what I wrote and I'm cracking up at myself. I put, if you don't put the goddamn cereal in a cage and just keep it, what is this? The third fucking time?
Yeah,
Like,
the reappearance of the cereal is back.
oh my
Anyways,
god. I think it's time for a break.
it's hella time for a break.
Which, right quick, while we're talking about break time, what I was gonna say, um, about the queen, like, it's such a sad day, like, she died, but she also had some, like, political ideologies and some, personal prejudices.
I think she was good for some things,
Yes,
bad
and
for others.
I think she's better than what's his fucking name? Um,
The son,
well, whoever's gonna be king now, the
Charles.
yeah. I think and to be honest, I think she lived as long as she fucking did because she was like, this motherfucker cannot be king. Um, but I
Some
saw a
people are
meme.
even saying that she had the resurrection stone, and she's like Nicholas Flamel and Albus Dumbledore. I have kept it for as long as I can.
Dude, I swear to God, for the longest time, I totally bought into the whole she's a vampire conspiracy. Like, I don't actually believe in vampires, but if anybody was a fucking vampire, her and Betty White, like, just have this
So
old white lady committee of like vampires. Anyway, um, yeah, I we were talking about that yesterday at work. Like, I really feel like she just held on as long as she could because she did not want him to be king. And then I saw a meme today that said, it said this woke
73-year-old finally got a job.
no. It said this woke bullshit is going too far. They're about to make a man the queen, and I was fucking dying. Like,
I know. And you know, they're changing it to like God Save the King, and it's like, I don't like that.
no, that doesn't sound as good. What?
Right. God Save the Queen. Forever and always.
Ugh.
You know, I think she was great for like women's rights and stuff like that, but I think she also had some like
We were also
troubles and other
talking about
things.
it. Yes, like maybe a little touch of racism in there, just a little touch.
Just a
Um,
maybe.
we were talking about it, like who of the royals. So Kayla's obsessed with the royals, and I wasn't talking to Kayla about it. I was talking to Brittany about it, but I know way more about the royals than I want to because of Kayla. Love you, Kayla. Um, but we were talking about the royals and who we would love to see, like what they would do if they took power. And Brittany was like, it'd be interesting to see Meghan Markle and
The Duchess.
yeah, what the fuck is her husband's name?
Harry?
Yes. Um, I want to see what Eugenie would do. That bitch is so fucking crazy. Like,
Well,
I
yeah.
I
The
just watch her like
family.
I just watch her like Facebook shit and like her you watch her when they like have like the derby or whatever and they're out there in all their fancy dresses and shit and she's over here like I'm just like yes.
Isn't she? Oh no, I was gonna say, isn't she the queen's? Like, she reminds me of like the queen's sister.
No, she's like a niece or something. She's like
Yeah,
13th
she's
in line or something like that.
yeah.
I think. Now I'm doubting that I have the right name. I gotta look it up.
I know who you're talking about though. She's like Prince Andrew or like Princess Anne's daughter or something like
Eugenie,
that.
yeah, this girl.
Yeah.
And yeah, she just cracks me the fuck up.
Mm.
And Beatrice. Oh my gosh, Beatrice. I love both of them. They both crack me up. When I hear stories about the royal, I'm like, yeah, but what did they do? Like,
Yeah, I don't care about the main people,
what did the interesting people do?
right?
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Anyway.
what is it? So I'm only gonna do like one of these since we're trying to get through this book before we have this special
Yeah.
episode coming in October. So
Woo-hoo.
we would like to get this done in September.
Yes.
So I'm only gonna do one. Um,
Weird but true.
yes, thank you. Weird but true. Okay. Viva la difference. Theaters in France and Italy permitted women to work as stage actresses and performers in the 16th and 17th centuries, and those theatrical troupes performed in England as well. So English audiences did see women on stage, not English women who were banned by law from acting on the public stage.
Well, that's some bullshit.
I know. What the fuck?
Damn it. Anyway.
Fuck you.
Oh my god. I
I'm
just
not
finished reading this book called The Many Daughters of Afong Moy, and like it's about epigenetics and like it's not reincarnation, but like it's about how you have memories from your like ancestors' life. So this whole line of like women have memories from like their mom and grandma and all this. But the original one, A Fong Lee, was like a Chinese woman who was brought here as like a refugee, but she was like the first Chinese woman in the United States. And they like she had bound feet and all that, and they like made her like a circus show. Like she knew P.T. Barnum. She was a real person. Like she knew P.T. Barnum. Like obviously all the other stuff past that is fiction, but like she was there really I don't know if A Fong Moy was her name, but there really was like the first Chinese lady and she was exploited like that. Like people paid money just to come see her feet and like yeah. And P.T. Barnum
That's
put
fucked
her on
up.
his show of curiosities and like all kind of
Of
shit.
course he
Anyway,
did.
yeah, The Greatest Showman is a great movie, but he was kind of a jackass. Just not gonna
Oh yeah,
lie. Like in real life, he kind of sucked.
yeah, for real though. Anyways,
Yes.
chapter 57.
Chapter 57. I only have like 3 things written for the rest of the chapters, so um
Yeah, I don't have a lot.
525. I was just like fucking finally because Moore joins the battle and she's just a fucking
Hmm.
warrior goddess. Like Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman out there, like just beating ass. I love it.
Yeah, honestly though. What was it? Oh yeah, so after all of that, she's just like, okay, goodbye, gotta go.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. And then she's here with the cereal. She's talking to the cereal. The cereal's telling her all this bullshit. And then fucking Ianthe.
I
That,
know. And
that's
you
in this
know it
chapter, right? Did I skip to the next chapter?
you skipped to the next chapter.
Damn it.
Because in
Okay.
this chapter, she goes to talk to Elaine and she's like, I need the cereal. I need this is what he looks like. Where is he? And she's like, this is where he is. And she's like,
Oh,
okay, he's a few miles away from the Weaver
from the
of the Woods.
Weaver.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
then she gets there and like finds him and it's like, this is a pretty good option at this point, like trying to figure
Yeah.
out. And then he meets her and he's like, have you come to kill me or to beg for my help once again, Feyre Archeron? And it's like, why do I want to know why he thinks that like she's there to kill him? This is the third
Yeah.
time and she hasn't done it yet. So
In
like what
fact, she saved his
it's
life the
like
first time. Like,
and you know what? I wonder if he knew that maybe
maybe.
his life was going to end soon.
Maybe. Oh, like he knew. And so he was like, are you coming to kill me? Because I know I'm going to die soon.
Well, yeah, since you already spoiled the next
Fucking
part of the
Ianthe.
next. So Ianthe gave him a tracker
Yes.
uh on the cloak and that he had. So like he knew that she had was tracking him.
Yeah.
So like that's where I think it's like, oh, you knew that you were gonna fucking die today. Um, but anyway, so he's talking. She's trying to find out information about like where the main um army is, so that he can she can unleash Briaxes, uh, Briaxes,
Yeah.
on the army, and also just to try to like figure out how to nullify the cauldron. Turns out, as she continued to try to nullify him back in Hybern, she would have lost her life. And it's like, with magic, it's a cost for what you're gaining. So that's just something there. Um, and then he's just like, okay, well, how can I do this? And so he's just like, oh, you do this or you do that, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, but I cannot retrieve like the Ouroboros because it'll make me go mad. And he goes, only you can decide what breaks you, curse breaker, only you. And, I love that quote. That quote is so like strong. And it's so funny because it's like most people are like, oh, this quote from this main character to this main character is the best. And it's like, man, this one really fucking hits home though,
Yeah.
because it's like
That's
you choose
actually
what breaks you.
on that quiz, that's the quote that I chose. Was only you can
Yeah,
choose what breaks you.
same.
Yeah.
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 Um, but and then he's just like, oh, also tell the silver-eyed messenger talking about Amarin that the answer that she's seeking is on I don't even
The second and
ultimate,
penultimate.
yeah, pages of the book. Together they hold the key. And so she's like, what? Holds a what? And then all of a sudden an ash arrow goes straight through the cereal's throat, and then fucking Ianthe's right behind them, like, why does it talk to you, Pharaoh, when it would not even deign to speak with me? It's like, because
Because
you're a
nobody
fucking
fucking likes
whore.
you, bitch.
Because you're a fucking bitch.
Oh my
Anyways,
gosh.
this bitch. Chapter
Um,
59, here we are.
yes,
Wait,
here we
what?
are. And I said, wait, what the fuck?
Wait, hold on.
Wait a second. 58, chapter 58.
Yeah, I was really confused for a second.
I was too. I was like, wait a second. 529. Um, using Nesta to track the cauldron. I, I'm like, why didn't I feel like that should have been obvious? Like she
Yeah.
she feels twinges when it's being used. Like I feel like now that it's like out there, I'm like, oh,
Here's the thing. He said like calls to like, and this what pisses me off, because it's like, okay, every single time we read one of these books and something to do with Nesta or the Cauldron, it's like calls to like. They use that saying nonstop. They should have thought about Nesta being the key to possibly tracking down the
yeah.
goddamn
Or
cauldron.
Elaine, since she's a seer, like
Yeah.
use them.
Well, I think they tried finding the army, but they never tried with the cauldron, which they should have
Yeah.
thought about that.
Well, and if
Anyways.
Elaine just fucking told Feyre where to find the Shuriel, so why wouldn't she be able to tell her where
And
the cauldron
I
is?
here's the thing about that though. The Serial actually saw the eyes staring at him from
Yeah.
across the world. So I wonder if it's like the king could see
Oh,
when
maybe.
one of them, I don't know. But anyways, with Ianthe, she should have killed her when she had the fucking chance. Not just
Oh,
snap her
okay.
goddamn hands.
Okay, fucking shit. So on the page where it's like you would have died to nullify the cauldron, you have to die. Does Feyre die? Is that why the next book is about Nesta? Is that why the main character changes? Because she dies?
I guess you'll have to find out.
She
It's
does.
not it's not the next book. Frost and Starlight's the
Well,
next book.
not the yeah, but the next big book.
Oh. I guess you'll have to find out to read.
Mm, I'm watching
There's
your
a plot
face.
twist. There's a plot twist in there. Hey, I've been taking acting classes. Don't even.
And then I said fucking Ianthe. We jumped around a lot there. That was mixed up. Now we're on chapter
Yeah,
59.
yeah. Anyways, um. So yes. The cereal is dying. Ianthe is here, and this was a really short chapter, but I basically
Yeah.
just was like, Farah, sometimes she's clever
She
because
is,
she's
but she's
literally like,
fucking crazy. This bitch is
yeah,
crazy.
but you know what? I would have fucking done this shit. Like crazy sometimes is what the key to getting out of crazy ass situations.
And it
So
works. Like, well, I guess we
yeah,
don't know that yet, but it works. Like,
yeah. So basically, she's like, well, okay, my magic is spent. They already see that because they shot an ash arrow and they saw my like magic go, ugh. um, or my magic barrier. So they basically have to. She has to figure something else out, and she's just like, yeah, catch me if you can, basically. So
mhm.
her, Ianthe, and the two Highburn soldiers are on their way, like through the woods to grandmother's house. We go. Um,
We're going to
and
somebody's
basic,
house. It's not
yeah.
grandma.
Well,
It could be, I guess.
um, yeah. So then basically she's like running and she's trying to get them to think that she's like needing some assistance or some help because basically she's like uh she lets out a whimper of relief that she made sure that they heard, and then she also breathes out help me, making sure they heard that too, as she literally hurtled over the threshold into the weaver's cottage. And
Yep.
it's like, oh fuck, here we
This
go.
bitch is fucking crazy. Also, Feyre, while you're there, check and see if she got my cocoa powder. That bitch be stealing shit. So.
Stop. I forgot about that conversation. Maybe she has my fucking like mind because
Oh
I've
my god.
fucking lost it.
Oh my god.
That bitch be stealing. I fucking forgot about that. Oh my god. Woo.
Oh man.
Man, Brittany's gonna love listening to this episode. She's gonna fucking lose her mind. And you're gonna know if she's home and she's listening to this, you're gonna know. Because she's just gonna fucking lose it in the next room. And then you're gonna hear her stand up and you're gonna be like, she heard.
She usually listens to it while she's at while she's working. So I'm usually at work when she listens to it. But she'll say something about it later, I'm sure.
Anyways, so yeah,
Oh my
this bitch
god.
be cray. We are in the
Yeah.
Weaver's cottage at this point.
Yeah.
And she's like holding the door open and so
So
that
it
it
can't
doesn't
slam
close.
shut. Yeah.
And the Weaver notices. Weaver's like, thief.
Yes.
And Ianthe doesn't realize where they're at or what's happening, so she's just outside like, I can't
Talk
believe you're being
shit talking.
selfish.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we're gonna have to kill them too. And the Weaver smells her twin on Feyre, so she knows she's seen the bone carver, and so now the Weaver knows that he's alive, and like I wonder if she's gonna go searching for him. Um
could be.
and so then she's like, what are you? And I'm really confused about that too, because she was already in that she was already in the cottage before, after she was resurrected. So like, why didn't she ask that question later? Which really
But I
confused
don't
me.
think like because they were fighting, like Feyre was fighting to get away. So like I don't think she really got a chance to study her then.
Maybe. Okay. And
Or she
so
did, she
then,
just didn't get a chance to ask.
yeah. And so then basically Ianthe's starting to come in and it's like, oh, God, you're just so tedious. Do you think you can really ambush us in there? Do you think your glowing trick is gonna work again? And then the Weaver's like, huh? Who did you bring, little wolf? Who did you bring to me? And then she's like still holding the door, and Ianthe and the two Hybern soldiers walk in, and she flips around to the other side of the door and goes, dinner, and shuts it.
Yes.
Oh god, that was the fucking best.
Yes. I was already hurtling for the trees when the guards and Ianthe began screaming. I just like she fucking deserved that shit. Well, she deserved worse, honestly. But fucking yes. Fucking finally. Fuck Ianthe. Like she was
Yeah,
almost
with
worse
like
than Tamlin.
for real though, like the Weaver's like little not like what is it? Like worn down teeth. It's not sharp. It's gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah.
That's torture right there.
Ugh. Yeah, what do
And you
they call
know,
them? Her uh
nubs. I don't
horrible
know.
face of the weaver, that mouth of stumped teeth.
Yeah.
Stumped teeth. Ugh.
And you know, maybe the Weaver will stop trying to like hurt Farah if she ever comes by again. Not
Maybe.
specifically like to the house, but like if she's like in the area,
Right.
like a peace
Mm,
offering kind of thing.
yeah.
She also becomes a she comes back later on. But so Farah heads back to the Serial who is
Cereal.
dying on the forest floor. And so he's like, uh Farah Archeron, I told you to stay with the High Lord and you did. And she's like, you met Reese? All this time. She goes, stay with him and live to see everything right. And she goes, yes, I did. And it was. And she goes, no, not yet. Stay with him. And by the way, that becomes very important later on.
Okay.
That right there is at the end of this book. And it's very important.
Oh no. I think I just figured something out. Oh no.
What did you figure out?
Nothing. So then somebody else shows up to take Helen or to take Farah back to the camp.
Yeah, after the Serial dies.
Yeah. And it's Helion. And I'm just like, red fucking flag. Where the fuck did he come from and how did he know where she was? Red
Right? I
flag.
wonder if
Unless Elaine told him, like unless like he was went into the thing to look for her and Elaine was like, she went to find the cereal. This is where I sent her. But like,
I kind of wonder. I think we get that answer later on, but I think he was there searching for. I think Ianthe.
oh, okay. Because I was just like,
I don't
where did he
remember
fucking come from? Like, I was like, red flag. Like, I don't, or like, is that even Helion?
unless
Like,
he like felt that kernel of power
that could be too. Like, maybe
and like
they're connected
went
through that.
and didn't like notice where she's over here where she should be over here. So instead they went that way. Yeah, I don't know.
I
But
don't know
yeah,
either. Okay. Well, that is the end of chapter 60, unless you had something else.
nope, that was it.
Nope.
Oh, no, I did. I said when the cereal died, I think that I cried when I
Really,
first
for
read the
real, like that was like a
when I
sad one. That
yeah,
was
when I
like
first read the book, I
Dobby.
cried. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Dobby. Wait, did you just say that?
I did just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
it's like
I,
Dobby.
I was thinking that as soon as you said it,
Yeah.
then I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Our new segment we have to do really quick because we're at an hour already. The witch tips, weekly witch tips. Um, this week, this week,
It was a double whammy.
yeah, like shit.
September
Um,
9th through October 1st is Mercury's in retrograde. So
yes,
here are some nice do's and don'ts for the retrograde.
yes. For there's love, dating, career, money, and travel. So for love, do celebrate your relationship and revisit the places you met, relive your first kiss, blah blah blah. Don't make serious commitments. So don't no getting engaged right now. It's not a good idea. Don't do it. Don't shotgun wedding in Vegas. Dating, update your online profile. Don't go on a first date. Not a good time. Things you start now, including romance, often won't work out. Your career, double check your work and avoid making mistakes. And don't misfire at the office and be careful not to send emails to the wrong person or get caught gossiping. Money, put a little extra in savings instead of spending. Give your bank balance a boost. That's a bank balance boost. It's hard to say. Don't make major purchases. It says things you buy now will often break or get lost in shipping, but also just like your mood is not stable right now, things are not stable, don't make major purchases. It's a bad
And
idea.
it's kind of, I wouldn't say bad luck, but like you might just
Yeah.
be wasting your money. Or
Yes.
you may not have that money that you're wasting. Buy
Exactly.
groceries, of course, but like Don't go out and buy a car. Don't buy a
Right.
vacation. Like frivolous
Yeah.
stuff.
Um, Travel, get a tune up, check your car out before road trips, make sure you have plenty of gas, and don't behave recklessly, like getting lost or having an accident. Like, don't invite trouble. Don't do something crazy.
And
Um,
let me tell you, people in Charleston fucking don't know how to drive, but today they were like way over that.
ugh. Well,
So
let me tell you, the children at the school, like their behavior definitely lets me know that there is for sure a full moon coming, and it's actually tomorrow. I was like, before I even knew that the moon was tomorrow, I was like, there's a full moon soon. I know it. Them
I
children at the
feel it.
school are acting nutso. And even people who aren't like pagan or into an alternative type of lifestyle, like teachers, if you ask any teacher, can be the most Christian teacher in the world, they know about the full moon making children act weird.
My mom was definitely not like an alternative kind of like believer of anything. But like she worked with like long-term care at nursing homes, and she's just like it must be a full moon because these patients are insane. And I'd be like, yeah, it's a full moon
Yes.
right now. She's like, exactly, because these patients are absolutely insane.
Yes, it's crazy. It's such a real thing. So,
Yeah. So
all right. Just a couple
thanks for
more
tuning in
episodes
this
of Back
week,
the Door. Yeah.
and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.